You said it, Hawk. On to number 5.
All I'm saying is that the lag on the TV does not match what I'm putting into the controller, alright? Hold on, Chad, I got a phone call. Hello?
Hey, Hawk, it's Jem from Pronghorn. I just had this weird dream we were counting down our top 10 Toku stuff of 2020.
What? No, dude, that's real. We did 6 through 10 on my channel, remember?
You know, that might explain another weird dream I had. I was playing this wild battle royale where this key turned into a sword, and I was fighting a bunch of people from around town. Really absurd.
Okay, Jem, that's literally Garo versus Road. We did it on the first part of the list.
Oh, right.
So are you ready to finish this?
Finish what?
The list, Jem. Finish the list.
Oh, right, let's do that. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jem, and today, to celebrate the end of the year, my dear friend, Hawkillies, had a great idea to count down the definitive list of the 2020 Toku Top 10. As you'll soon notice, the video starts at number 5, so head over to Hawkillies' channel to find out what our 10 through 6 picks were. And with that, let's get into it. Most seasons just have one gimmick for a show. Lock seeds, shift cars, Wonder Ride books. But 01 said screw that noise and gave you Progress keys, one of the coolest things to come from Rider. But one can argue that belts also became a gimmick, given how many there are, including repaints. So rising up to number 5 on this list is the 01 toy line as a whole. I mean, how could you not love it? From the shot riser to the million different units you can attach to the 01 driver, this toy line had a belt for everybody. Belts aside, the Progress key gimmick, as I mentioned before, was so cool and different for Rider. I love items that I can't pinpoint in my daily life. A lock seed is a lock, but a Progress key is only a key when you open it. And there's so many aspects to them. The ability, the scanning, and some even open on their own. It's that and the multiple different ways that they work in each belt that has me collecting every single one, slowly but surely. Function aside, you can't tell me that the sounds of each key aren't a reason to buy them all. A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick? Iconic. But I've got to say that Bandai Japan knocked it out of the park with the first Reiwa toy line.
There's been this fantasy I've had for a while. I'm sitting there on my couch watching officially subbed Tokusatsu with the rest of the world at the same time. And that's not a fantasy anymore. That's our number 4, with Ultraman Zed's simulcast. Super Eye Productions has made huge leaps to make Ultraman more available worldwide, from Mill Creek's DVD releases to the Marvel comic, but what will be remembered for years to come as the most significant is this simulcast. Every Friday, thousands of Toku fans gathered on YouTube to watch Ultraman Zed together. It was an amazing experience like no other, just to be a part of a conversation that's worldwide and currently and actively happening. This was a lot of people's first exposure to Ultraman. As such, Zed was set up as a great gateway series to Ultraman, while also paying respect to its past for longtime Ultra viewers. Finding another kaiju fan out in the wild is a rare occurrence for most of us, so being able to share a virtual couch and watch a good old kaiju beatdown is going to be pretty hard to top.
Top 3 territory, so you know we're getting down to it. And to start us off, we have to give it to the new Hasbro movie news. Other than some great things Beast Morphers did this year, some parts of 2020 for the fandom felt pretty standard. COVID aside, obviously. But one thing that got the whole fandom talking was the news that Jonathan E. will be overseeing the production for the new reboot coming to theaters soon. The added bonus? That he's also developing new stories for TV as well, alongside Entertainment One. Why is that exciting? Well, it all depends on what actually comes to fruition. Are we connecting the movies with the show? Is there a bigger plan here at play? Regardless, this is big for Power Ranger fans. Because aside from the kid-friendly show that we've all come to love and hate and love again, there is word on non-kid-friendly content coming as well. And Power Rangers Evolving is a big win. I know I'm excited for the new movie, given I saw the last 2017 one in the theaters like 7 times. So I can't wait to see what this team is cooking up for all the fans, new and old.
I know we're gonna get flack for putting a lot of Power Rangers in this list, but honestly, it's the #1 tokusatsu in the world by a large margin. And that all started with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, led by Jason Scott himself. Coming in at number 2 is the 3-part Beast Morphers Dino team-up and the return of Austin St. John. Going into season 2 of Beast Morphers, Hasbro released a trailer that set the internet ablaze as it panned across a shot of all 3 Dino teams as season passed. And the final shot confirmed that the first Red Ranger would be in the ranks. Austin St. John had not been in action as Jason since Forever Red. That's 18 years, and the fandom was absolutely ready for his return. Not only that, but the episode brought lapsed fans back to their screens just to hear, "It's Morphin' time!" Again, Jason's return isn't the only reason this got our number 2 spot. Each of these 3 episodes is filled with something to love. Whether it's seeing fan favorite Rangers from Dino Charge back on screen, or looking back at the past baddies of the Power Ranger mythos, these 3 episodes felt special. While Beast Morphers' entire season 2 is kinda tied to making Power Rangers feel more connected, this is where it really pays off. Hasbro has shown in their first series that they are interested in making Power Rangers be about legacy. And that doesn't have to mean cameos all the time, but what it does mean is respecting what came before it and building anew on top of it.
Just like the amazing simulcast Ultraman fans had with Z, Kamen Rider fans got something just as fulfilling, given the fact that our #1 pick for the list, Tokusatsu, debuted. A channel on Pluto TV that broadcasts classic Tokusatsu shows like Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman. And when you want to break from all that Toku goodness, you can watch Let's Talk Toku, hosted by Squall Charlson, a show that brings guests from all sides of the community. Fans, creators, influencers, cast and crew from shows that you know and love. Karen Ashley, Jason Narvi, and Koichi Sakamoto, to name a few. It's something that kept the fandom going through the bumps in the road that we had this year. Aside from that, we mentioned in part 1 of this 2-parter, how their collaboration with Team Kamen Rider to release Heisei Generations Forever was a treat that nobody expected, but that we definitely needed and absolutely appreciated. If something like this would have happened when I was getting into the fandom 10 years ago, I would have been at a loss for words. We no longer live in a world where Toku shows aren't accessible. That's big. And guess what? This is just the beginning. Just like Team Kamen Rider, Tokusatsu is something that we're both excited to see grow. What's next for them? I don't know, but I'll be waiting right here to find out. I first want to thank Hawk for asking me to do this with him. We may or may not have other stuff in the works for 2021. But I guess you're just gonna have to subscribe to both channels to keep up with what we're up to. And you've seen this list, but what would be your 2020 Toku Top 10 list? Feel free to comment in either of our videos because we'd love to hear what made your year a little better. Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, Toku heads.